We listen, but we don't judge. The food addiction edition. I'm going to be covering this popular topic, we listen and don't judge. And I'm going to be going into the real about food addiction. I want to make sure you understand that this is a judge-free zone. If you feel so compelled to drop some comments in the comment section about your experience, because I'm going to share mine. Let's get into it. It's confession time. We listen, but we don't judge. I used to sneak food even when I was pretending to diet. We listen, but we don't judge. I would eat an entire pie or an entire cake by myself. We listen, but we don't judge. I would sneak out of the house without anyone knowing. I would make midnight runs to McDonald's at 1 a.m. We listen, but we don't judge. I once was eating so much that I got sick and I threw up and came back and finished the meal and continued to eat. We listen, but we don't judge. One time I ate 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, and a large orange drink, and 2 apple pies. We listen and we don't judge. Just January of this year, I used to eat every day a 3 entree meal from Panda Express, and sometimes twice a day. We listen, but we don't judge. When I look back on these things that has brought me to the place where I am today, it makes me realize that food addiction is a real thing. The impact that it has on your mental health, your physical health, the impact it has on your emotions, how you have the tendency to want to hide these things from others. We listen, but we don't judge. Food addiction is the real mental battle for me. When I tell you I deal with mental health issues, things that deal with the mental, it's all because I deal with the food addiction that has a hold over me. Only the mind can authorize such horrific eating. Only a mind can allow you to continue to eat even when you know you're not hungry. Only your mind can control these things, because your body is already probably telling you no, but your mind is saying yes because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel whole. It makes you feel complete when you're able to eat. We listen, but we don't judge. These tendencies that I speak of often still linger. I am in a relapse state at this time, trying to reset my body as I go through this 22-day fasting challenge that I'm doing. This is an attempt to override this food addiction. My journey through this has been up and down, but for the most part, I would say it's been mostly up since it's been recognized. And I am grateful for that. During this journey to health and wellness, I've had so much support that I found in the YouTube streets that I decided that I'm going to create a place in a safe space for others to come to that will allow them to also feel as if they have a community and somewhere to go, because there's so many people to reach that everybody can't reach everyone. I just want to be a light that shines in the dark, that allows people to be able to see a place that they can come and feel safe. If you're battling food addiction and you know how this feels, Even if you have a little inkling of how this feels, that you should be becoming part of this community, and let's work together to overcome it. Fasting is my number one tool that I use to overcome my food addiction. Food addiction causes dis-ease in the body. When you overeat, you typically eat the wrong types of foods that cause you to have diabetes, high blood pressure, even cancer, high cholesterol, thyroid disease. So all the disease that you have in your body is a contributor to it. It's all playing part in it. So I'm taking you along this journey to show you where I come from and where I'm trying to go. And I'm looking at each and every one of you as a support system in that, and for me to be that support for you. This channel is an outlet for that. If you're dealing with food addiction, you need to be aware of your triggers. Things that cause you to want to do the overeating, to do the sneaking of the food, having the guilt and shame of how you feel about eating the way you do. You got to look for the triggers. For me, my triggers is often not having enough time in a day, not being able to feel as if I have time for myself. It's often a trigger for me. My food addiction is affecting my mental health and my physical health. Check out the video that I did about how my job impacts my mental health. That is another trigger for me. That video is entitled Breaking Free from My Job for My Mental Health. Check that out when you get a chance, when you're done watching this one. Other triggers can be things that cause you stress, anxiety. These things tend to have you turn to food. So in order to notice the signs and the symptoms of things that look kind of similar, because some things can look like other things. It may look like you have food addiction, but you may not. You may have an over emotional eating disorder. So you might want to study your history. What I always do is I look back over my life just to see what things look like, so I can identify if those are definitely things that I have that have impacted my life. That's how I found out that I was a food addict. Food wasn't just emotional. Food was like a security. It was a place to be. It wasn't just food wasn't just sustenance for my body. It was an overindulgence. It was a place that I went to get away from everything else. I created this channel to be a safe space for others that are dealing with food addiction. Also to inspire others to go along this journey to be able to overcome that food addiction. What I want you to know is we listen, but we don't judge. It's a popular trending topic. I've seen people do it in a comedic way. I've seen people do it in a serious way. For me, this is serious. Don't judge those around you because you don't know their situation. So many times we talk about people with obesity, and that's another side effect that I did not mention, is obesity. Obesity comes along with food addiction. The sad part about it, we already live here where we have to deal with improper foods, and now we have an epidemic of obesity. And some of that obesity comes from people who have food addiction, who have not identified that this is what's going on with them and have not sought or had the opportunity to have help. And because we listen and we don't judge, this place right here at Queen's Alchemy is a non-judgment zone. I want to encourage each and every one of you, whether you're dealing with it or you know somebody that's dealing with it, to understand and support those through their struggles. This is not a joke. It's real. It's mental. And it's happening more often than you know. I'm bringing awareness to it, and I'm bringing it to the forefront. Food addiction will be able to be overcome, and we're going to do it together, taking it one day at a time. If you know anyone dealing with food addiction or maybe dealing with food addiction, please share my video. Get them in contact with me. Send them my way. This is a safe space. I appreciate you watching today. I want you to make it a great day, great evening, great night, wherever you are. Peace and love. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next video.